Once again, live from the Four Seasons Curling Club in Blaine, Minnesota. It's the U.S. Open of Curling. This is Sean Angry Bird Murray, joined by very capable Evan Jensen.
Hello, Sean.
Evan doesn't have any nicknames that I'm aware of, so we'll just call him Evan.
Probably have some that are not appropriate for a live stream.
We're not going to go there. So our feature matchup today, last round robin action in the pools. Our feature game today is Todd Burr versus Brandon Corbett. Brandon Corbett team playing the Redstones rather. Burr with yellow. Corbett still looking for their first win. They are 0-3 so far. Burr currently standing at 1-2. Trying to get into a potential tiebreaker situation for the playoffs. First stone for Team Corbett slides to the back of the 8-foot. Todd's going to ignore that and have his lead Tom O'Connor throw the corner. He's going to get right into the offense. Just barely over the hog line. This version of Team Burr sees Todd reunited with Greg Johnson, who played second for Todd back in 2007 when they won the Nationals and won the bronze medal at Worlds. Greg plays third on this team. Just saw Tom O'Connor play his lead, and Hunter Clausen throws the second stones. Nice tight guard.
Todd looking to come around at first guard there.
See how aggressive Todd prefers to play this. He's generally regarded as maybe favoring defense a little bit more. See him default to the hit quite a bit, but 5-rock rule, you can only do that so much.
Looks like this one's going to over-curl.
This is really all over that red. Might pump it into the rings. It does. This is Aaron Carlson, throws the second stones for Team Corbett. Just going to drift right into close to the button, just about top 4. Corbett sitting 3 early.
Yeah, Todd's got a lot of options to roll here.
I think in perfect world, he'd probably like to roll underneath that wide corner.
I think you're right.
Let's see how Hunter Clausen can do here. This looks like it's on the yellow. I'd have to say advantage Corbett for the moment.
Yeah.
Sitting 3 and about to throw, try to put up another guard. Get some late finish.
Covers it pretty well.
At this point, you're going to see Todd go to the defense. Get rid of the guard. Try to catch something in the house.
This might overcurl and hit their yellow. Not a bad outcome. He pushes their yellow over into the rings on the far right. Under their own corner.
It is in the rings. So not quite how they drew it up, but not a bad result at all. Corbett's still sitting 2. He's going to keep on guarding. Puts the broom down for his brother Derek. He's a southpaw. Can't think off the top of my head if there are any other left-handers in the field, Evan.
I can't think of any either.
Yeah, Derek might be the only one.
Todd looking to peel the guard again.
I would like to catch that other yellow one too. First look at Greg Johnson. Just got the top one, looks like. Corbett content to keep on guarding this. Get it over there just far enough to cover up the 2 in the house. Todd once again going to ask Greg Johnson to try and clear both of them.
So I'm looking a little closer.
Oh,
Just pushes it into the rings.
Gets the job done. Let's see what Brandon decides to play this. He's still sitting 2, but with 2 burr rocks in the rings. Wouldn't be wrong to consider hitting that one. I mean, it's really either you do that or you just guard again. Looks like Brandon's elected to throw the guard. Obviously very important that this gets made properly. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with just getting rid of that yellow.
There isn't a.
You know, I don't. If you don't make that guard.
Yeah, you leave Todd a double and maybe sit 3.
Yeah.
I guess the only consideration is if you hit the yellow, where do you go with it? You certainly don't want to roll under the corner at all. Probably just stay there or maybe roll back towards the middle.
Yeah, they were looking at rolling into their red one and pushing that over.
Which wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
But Brandon electing to stay with the offense. Brandon a fairly aggressive skip.
This one's hanging out a bit.
These two teams will be competing in the National Challenge Round next weekend. Good chance to get familiar with the ice conditions they'll likely be facing. It was definitely more weight than Brandon wanted. I believe he wanted the guard and ends up coming in. Looks to me like he might be sitting 3. Todd's going to try to take on doubling the second and third shot reds. Trying to roll corner frozen up to his own. If made properly, it would be lined up in such a way that any attempt to hit that would drive it onto the third red that's currently shot stone. Todd, one of the only players, maybe the only player in the field that's still lifting the rock. I don't see many other players doing that.
Short of Matt Carlson on his
heavyweight
hits.
Which we haven't seen one yet. Stuffs it. Probably not quite the outcome that Todd wanted. I'm sure he would have liked to get rid of more than just one.
Yeah, leaves Brandon with double opportunity, but it looks like he's going to go for the guard again.
I don't think it's worth taking on that double at all. So haven't got a good feel for the weight now. Brandon should have an idea of where to put this. So take a little bit off of it. Let his sweepers place it. As long as he blocks the double, he'll be happy. Looks like it needs to stop.
Yeah, looks like it's going to go a little deeper than they want it to. Well, does the job.
I think it covered enough. Todd left with nothing but a really difficult shot to score. He's actually got to draw between that red and yellow in the top of the forefoot to try and get to the button. Not simple. Looks like it has plenty of weight. This needs to get off the guard. Oh, boy.
Oh, just missed it. It's going to rub off of the next one.
Ooh. Well, did he count?
I don't think so.
Question is, did he count it down to 2 or not? Looks like they moved him away. Not sure if it's 1 or 2. Definitely a steal for Corbett. Well, they'll have their conference and oh, they're not going to have a conference. So it is a steal of 2. So with that, we'll step away for just a second, and we'll have the second end for you right when we come back. Back with the start of the second end. Brandon Corbett gets off to a dream start, stealing 2 in the first end. Todd Burr's draw attempt a fair bit heavy. Rex on his own in the house and isn't able to outcount either Corbett Stone. So they find themselves a little behind the 8 ball to start here. Todd's asking Tom O'Connor to establish a corner guard. Mistake from Tom. Tom's always been a really solid player. Played with Todd for a number of years now.
Yeah, the team plays together in the Super League, I believe, here.
Yes, it's not this exact team.
Well, minus Greg.
Minus Greg.
Yeah.
I think Greg lives in Wisconsin somewhere. But
okay.
yeah, Tom and Hunter play with Todd in Super League here. Yep. And Nat League, Todd's brother Kevin comes up from Mankato to play with him. Kevin also a member of that 2007 World Bronze winning team.
Todd looking to come under his own corner.
Yeah, kind of tossing the option out there. Do you like coming under? Do you like throwing a second corner? Tom would rather get under the corner guard.
A lot of times, one of the corners just gets wasted just laying out there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that, teams try to utilize ones that they've thrown up already. Little heavy, but it sticks around in the back.
Just barely hangs on. Almost comes out the other side of the guard. Brandon's going to ignore that, come around the center. Calling 8-9. That's behind the tee line. This has a lot of weight on it.
Let's get a little rub there.
Just gets a piece. Just hangs on in the back. Hard to tell who's second.
It might actually be. Might be the red, but yeah.
away, it doesn't really change Todd's thought process. Hunter's going to try the same shot that Tom did. Just a few feet less weight.
Weight looking a little better on this one.
Really good weight on this. Really good line, too. That is perfectly sunken. I don't quite think it's shot stone, but it's in such a good position that I don't know if Brandon can afford to leave that corner guard there. Could make an argument for still coming around the center, depending on how aggressive you want to be. But up two, this is pretty good option too.
Yeah, looking to hit and roll back to the center.
Peels off the corner. Also gets his center. Not sure that Brandon really wanted to do that. That now provides access to the shot stone. Like Hunter to just freeze to it.
Weight's close.
This has more than Todd wanted.
Yeah.
Just called for the freeze.
Just a little tap rolled over to the left.
Chips and rolls, but I think that's good enough. I think Todd's sitting too.
Yep.
Moved it and just hung on enough.
Brandon's going to look at hitting the first shot stone here on the right.
Just hit and roll behind that, in front of that situation. In the back there. Roll a little bit, get behind the guard, roll a little bit more. Roll in front of all the backing.
Going to get a little roll, but yeah, not much at all.
Looks to me like that yellow burr stone is still the count. Not by much. He's going to have Greg throw the come around.
This one's going to come up a little short.
Yeah, it's not going to get there. Didn't have the legs. Kind of creates a bit of an overlap situation there. Calling for the come around. I want to be a little bit careful that you don't leave it in a position where you might be able to make a double off of the right one, though. Probably like this to be just top 8 foot or all the way to the button.
Gonna get it right to the button. Just a little behind. It's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that's pretty ideal. It's far enough back that it's not really much of a double chance off of that side one. It's gonna force Todd to have Greg try and follow it and tap it a bit. A lot of late moving to do. Pretty good shot. We're sitting 2, but Brandon with a chance at making a hit and roll. You can probably lose the other one too. Maybe make a double out of this.
Yeah, just a hair inside nose. Catch that back one.
Yeah, catch the back one. You'll probably lose the red that's immediately behind it, but that's not a concern. I think the real priority here is make sure of the roll first. If you hit it where you need to roll it, you're going to make the double. Just play it like you're playing the roll.
Ooh.
You gotta go hard.
This one's gonna overcurl.
I think they're losing it. Yeah, just took off, curled too much.
Todd still sitting shot.
It's a tenuous position to have your shot stone be just biting the back of the 8 foot, and it's barely out counting 2 other rocks. But he'll be looking to get underneath those guards, at least to some degree. Is way out there. Really has to make a big move here.
Looks to be about just back 4 weight, back 8. It's going to be a little heavy.
I guarantee you Todd didn't want it there. Give Brandon the chance to freeze down to it. Cut out both burr rocks. talking over their options. You can see enough of that to maybe play some kind of a hit on it if you want, but the concern is that there's a red back there that they could jam it on. It's a little scary to be throwing a freeze against 2 without the hammer, but really know if there's a better shot to play. There's no double on these 2. Evan, you think the freeze is the call?
I'm not sure. I was wondering the same thing. I think they'd need a little more ice, but
yeah, that's not really freeze ice.
I wonder if they're just gonna hit.
I wonder if they're trying to maybe cross the face, tap it, and roll under.
Could be.
A little scary.
I mean, if you get under and there's not really a chance to hit it at that point, you know, they're shooter, but. A little hit and roll. Not a bad result.
Didn't work out too bad, to be honest. Jammed the burst stone, but it's 4th count. And Corbett winds up shot in front of Bird's 2nd shot. So there's a couple ways of going about this. Just draw for 1, which I don't know if Todd wants to do that.
Could just play, you know, backline weight, just try to pop it out to the left.
Yeah, just cross the face, hit it over to the left, save the shooter in the 8-foot. Yeah, just backline to easy hack. If you're feeling extra daring, you could always play the long red double for 3, which Todd will never play. Let's see if Todd's electing to just draw or if he's going to try that little backline weight chip for 2, maybe. So Hammerstone coming from Todd Burr. They're definitely trying the shot for 2. Need to cross the face. Bump it to the left.
It's close. It's got a lot to move. I think they're just going to jam it.
Yeah, it looks like it's only going to be for 1. So yeah, just didn't come up for Todd. So he'll pick up 1. And we'll hand the hammer back to Brandon Corbett. Corbett keeps a 2-1 lead. And we'll have the 3rd end for you.
We're back here in the third end. Brandon Corbett with a 2-1 lead over Todd Burr. Tom O'Connor throws up to center guard. Brandon looking to come around that. Comes up just a little short. Todd electing to come around his center guard.
Yeah, Todd will be looking to get a little bit of offense going here. He'd love to steal a point.
A nice draw here from Tom O'Connor.
Really nice shot, really nice shot. Gets overburied, actually. While we have a second, we'd like to mention that the Lupus Spiel will be coming back once again to Four Seasons Curling Club. The dates for that will be May 3rd through 5th, 2019. The donation website for the Lupus Research Foundation is www.letscurelupus.org. New this year, they're going to have a skip auction. I'm assuming players can bid to play with a particular skip.
I believe that's right.
I know Kevin Martin's been here the last couple of years. You might see some people put in some money for that. You visit the website. Again, that's www.letscurelupus.org for more details. You can also like them on Facebook at Lupus Research Foundation. Bit of a miscue there from the Corbett rink. Give Team Burr a chance to bring a second one around. Lawson looking to replicate what Tom did on the last one. Todd recognizing it's not going to get there, trying to get it past.
Ooh.
Rubs and settles into a decent spot.
Looks like they're going to try to hit through the hole.
No, I think.
Or are they just going to get rid of the guard?
I think he's getting rid of the guard. With the lead and the hammer. Oh, just a little hack waiter on this one.
Oh, he might catch that back one.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, he does. One thing I do remember playing against Aaron Carlson. He was on a team at a GLCA mixed last year, and when he wants to throw a peel weight, that guy throws some peel weight. Let me tell you what, you might as well just get out of the way and let it crush. He can definitely put some serious heat on it.
Yeah, it didn't look like the sweepers are ready for it.
No. Just looking to put the guard back up and makes no mistake. See how Brandon wants to play this. Just going to play the single peel.
gets it.
No one caught it.
Ooh.
Goes flying onto the next sheet. Todd content to just keep guarding that stone. That's what he's going to ask Greg Johnson to do.
He's got a bit of curling to do yet.
Well, comes up to a center guard, but see, it doesn't cover enough to totally cover that rock. There's a port there for Derek to get through.
It's close.
Oh, did they wait too long, though? Oh, no, he got through.
Didn't get much of a roll, though.
Yeah, good shot, just the same to get through there.
Todd looking to follow him down.
See if Greg can make it through there.
Ooh, this one's hanging out.
Got some move. It's not going to get through. Might rattle in some way.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out too bad. Rattles through and settles into the rings and pushes that stone back a bit. Really tough for Brandon to do much with that stone. Don't know how much I love the guard.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon's got hammer, so I think he should try to move it around a bit.
I think you either try and chip that one over, or you could just draw like back left corner of the forefoot up there at like 10 o'clock or so.
He kind of tapped for that initially, but opting to go for the guard instead.
Little bobble there on the slide for Derek.
Even a little, a soft weight hit and roll to the right under the guard wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. You just want to be careful you don't set up some sort of double off of your own, though.
Yep.
This doesn't have enough weight to accomplish any of that, really.
Doesn't even... covers it a little.
Not really. Not enough to make a difference.
No. Leaving Todd a
short little run back.
Short run back, yep.
Derek might have gotten thrown off a little bit. Just he had a bit of a slip coming out of the hack there. There's a little bit of thought in how you want to hit this. You want to hit it to the right a bit as we're looking. Maybe roll that under the guard. You want to just nose it. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going for a straight nose.
Yep.
A little on the inside.
And no mistake. I like the way they set that up. They have left this hit and roll on the shot stone, but even if they make that, Todd's got that rock he just threw up there to maybe tap back into it.
Sweepers are going hard.
Well, Derek needs to think, if it's not going to hit the shot stone, let it come up and hit the second one. You want to try and save this in the rings.
Instead, they just pick it out and roll their shooter out.
I think once Derek realized it wasn't going to hit the shot stone, you need to let it curl as much as you can to at least save it in the rings. Todd would probably hit it in that case. But now he's got the luxury of guarding a stone that's in the top 4 foot.
Todd's last stone of the end. Weight looks pretty good.
You're worried about it over curling, maybe.
Yeah.
Needs to stop.
Gets the job done.
Very nicely.
Brandon left with a draw to the button for 1.
Yeah, he needs to get full 4 foot, touch piece of button. Lay this one down, give it to the sweepers, get it to the tee line. The right weight, it should get right in there.
Sweepers are staying close. Here they go.
Oh, Derek is reacting like it's already been missed, and
it
looks like it's just dying out there. Doesn't even make it to the house.
That's a steal of 1 for Burr.
I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, like you say, steal of 1 for Burr. He ties it up. And makes the score 2-2. Corbett will keep the hammer at the start of the 4th end, and we'll have that for you right after this. So back with the fourth end of Burr Corbett, all tied at 2 apiece. Burr with a steal of 1 on missed draw by Brandon Corbett. Came up short of the house. Tom O'Connor's first shot drifts into the top of the 12-foot. Corbett's going to want to throw the corner guard and get some offense going.
Looking like a pretty good shot here.
Well, nicely placed. So Todd will just throw a guard on that rock. Pretty close to the same speed as the last one. Stops just short of the rings. Only about an inch or so out. So Brandon can't hit that one yet.
Looks like they might be trying to draw around their own guard.
Around the corner guard, yep.
Come between those. This one hanging out a little bit.
It's got some moving to do to get off the centers.
Looks like it's going to rub just a bit. Yep. Pushes Todd's guard into the rings.
Yeah, I think hard to tell if it's out. The overhead doesn't really give us an overhead of the edges. Todd definitely sitting 2. He doesn't mind this setup. He's just going to cap it off.
Looking to have Hunter guard those 2, I believe. There we go.
Nicely placed. That situation in the middle has to be concerning for Brandon. I don't think you can leave all that there.
Yeah, he's looking to peel him off now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Aaron throw a, I don't know, backline weight or something.
Yeah.
just a little tap.
Something that would destroy the back line.
Yeah.
Sweepers are already moving up.
Yeah, oh, they're ready.
Didn't get out of control with that one. Not compared to that last one.
I don't think he's on the line he wants.
Oh, no.
One of the things with throwing that kind of weight is that it's pretty much made or not out of your hand.
Yep. Yeah, sweeping won't do a whole lot for that,
No.
for those.
Mm-mm.
Hunter looking to replace the guard again.
Yeah, Todd is very comfortable with this situation as it stands right now. He's got no issues with guarding this situation.
Sweepers are carrying this one.
Worried about an over curl. looking for a control weight hit. Just going to hit what he can see of that yellow. One will get left in there. Brandon could be hoping for the shooter to maybe roll over and punch the other red into the rings.
Might be a hair wide. Yeah, it looks like he's going to hit his own red one and roll over.
Oops.
Not what they were looking for.
Definitely not.
Leaves Todd still in a pretty good situation.
Probably thinking about just coming around everything.
Yep. Yeah, even tapping that red one, just separating those yellows a bit.
I'm almost wondering if that's better.
Yeah.
You do that, you're going to leave the red and the first yellow kind of angled. Pump your current shot stone back to a better position. Leave another yellow up there. I think maybe I like that better myself. Team's going to discuss what to do with this. The only person who doesn't come down is the guy who's about to throw it, Greg Johnson. He's just standing in the hack waiting to be told what to do. I guess he doesn't really care that much.
Yeah, so I think they're going to try to tap those back a bit. It's hanging out a bit again. Should get a piece of the red one, but it's just going to roll. It's going to roll into the rings, though. Under that guard.
It doesn't work out badly at all.
Sitting three.
Takes away that red from ever being used. Brandon's only option now is to just come around everything. Really too late in the end to be trying to clean up that mess.
Sweepers are on it early. Looking a bit tight. Might just clear that top one, but they're going to run into the guards after that.
Stones just keep getting tapped just a little bit. Still sitting three. Todd can wrap another one around here and really have control of this end.
Line looks pretty good, but it does look a bit heavy. Sweepers are backing off.
Just a bit of extra weight. Todd getting it as far back as he can.
Brandon again looking at drawing under the guards.
That's Derek, actually.
Wow.
Oh, you meant Brennan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They do look similar, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're brothers.
No, I know that, but...
This has a lot of moving to do. This is just going to be wide open.
It is going to be shot.
Much better weight, but
yeah.
What happened to the curl on that one? It didn't do anything.
Todd's got to hit it, and I'm guessing he's going to try to roll in.
Well,
oh, he's not going to?
He might not hit it. I mean, it's behind the tee line. Todd's not overly concerned about that stone. He's got a better chance of stealing if he plays a draw. Some folks might not say, well, why not hit that and sit 5? Well, sitting 5 is all well and good, but Todd wants to steal this end.
Yeah, they don't have hammer.
And he's not going to steal by hitting a stone that's in the back of the 8-foot. He's got a way better chance of stealing if he can sink a good draw here.
Close.
Line is really good on this.
Just hit about tee line, just a little past it.
Yeah, back of the 4-foot.
Leaves room for Brandon to draw down to it.
Todd had perfect line, just a couple feet extra weight. Looking for the freeze. He'd probably prefer not to be all the way down to that back one because that would leave enough room for Todd to freeze on him. I think he'd like to be just top button.
Again, needs to curl a bit. Looks like it's going to just sneak right through.
Oof. Settles in there for, looks like 4th count. No consequence back there. You can see Todd just play the same draw, try to be in the top of the 4-foot.
This one's moving quite a bit.
Doesn't look like quite as the weight.
No. Just top 12. Covers the draw pretty well, though. Doesn't leave Brandon with much.
I think his only choice is to play that same draw, get a piece of the button, and take one. Take a fair bit of ice on this one.
Nice serve.
I think this one's going to overcurl on them.
Eric seems to think it's gone already. Looks to me like it's wrecked. Just grazed it. I think he had pretty good weight, but at the end of the day, it's a wreck. It's another steal of one, and Burr now takes a 3-2 lead at the halfway point of this game. Still anybody's game, really. So we'll see what happens fifth end. Corbett will have the hammer down one, and we'll have that right after this. Burr now holding the lead in this game. Let's see if he goes into the rings. Looks like he's playing it short.
Another good guard from Tom O'Connor.
Tom's as solid as they come. Corbett team desperate to generate some offense. They were the first points in the game with a steal of 2 in the opening end, but they haven't scored since. I'd like to put something back on the board.
Yeah, they've had some close opportunities, just come up a little short and tight on them.
Yeah, they've had
crash on guards.
A couple of Brandon's last rock draws go awry. Last end, it was just a bit of an overcurl, and it wrecked a guard, and before that, it just checked up and died. Tom now looking for the come around.
It's going to be close.
I think he's a little light.
Oh, yeah.
Strikes, but it spins into the top of the 12-foot.
Gives Brandon an opportunity to hit and roll under the guards.
I think he'd much prefer to roll all the way under his own corner. Running, it's going to roll away, actually. It's in the house, though.
Todd looking to play a little defense here and get rid of it.
Yeah, you'll see him switch a bit more to defense now that he's got the lead. Todd's the kind of skip who is perfectly content to keep the game as tight as possible all the way to the end as long as he's got hammer. Maybe a little late finish on this.
A nice little roll there. A little bit too much.
Oh, just
there
about
we go.
perfect. Very nice shot from Hunter. Go to get anything here. Uh-oh.
It's going to take it, but
Just gets a piece.
I'll roll all the way out, though.
Don't quite think Aaron got out to the broom on that one. Brandon called for sweeping right away.
Looks like they're going to guard this one, but I don't think it's going to curl enough. Oh, I did. It covered a little bit of it.
Covered the wrong side, though.
Yep.
Brandon does have the option of hitting and rolling under his corner if he wants. I think that's what he's going to play.
Gonna catch it, but
I don't know if it's going to get it out.
just barely.
Thanks to some vigorous sweeping by Derek. Todd now can put a better one underneath that center guard.
This one's getting pretty tight.
I'm not going to get by.
Nope. Doesn't roll into the rings, though.
Brandon's got his choice of stones to come around. Probably most like to come around the outside, around his own, just like that. But he'd have to go way out into the weeds to make that shot. Probably no one has any idea what the speed is out there.
Yeah.
That's a shot he likes. I mean, that's the shot I like too. He's got to stand on the next sheet to even make it. Rare you see ice held this far out. I don't know if anybody's played a shot this far over, that is.
Even if it curls, they could tap theirs back.
Yeah, this out here is really kind of a guess.
It's got to curl quite a bit yet. Oh, it didn't move much at all.
No, it really ran. The weight was pretty good. But, you know, the ice was really kind of a guess out there.
Yeah.
You're not really sure.
It's a good judge by Derek.
Yeah. I think it's better to take too much, be sure you get by, as opposed to wrecking and pushing your stone more towards the center, because Todd would just go around it anyways.
Greg with a chance to hit and roll here.
Sometimes curling is all about educated guessing. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
It's so true. Oh, just nosed it.
Brandon the chance to do that.
Oh, again, just hanging out there.
Yeah, doesn't like it. Doesn't want to roll out.
That sticks
Just
around.
stay in the rings. That's critical because Burke kind of has to hit that. If that had rolled out of the rings, he'd be going right around something or tapping one of his own up. Todd would love a big roll here. The longer, the better. Ideally, he rolls somewhere underneath his own rocks.
That line just doesn't want to move at all.
I think Todd was a little full on that. He's going to roll out of
Yep.
play. Heard him call whoa right out of his hand. He probably set it out there a bit.
Brandon now looking to draw under those guards.
He's wondering how best to do that. I mean, he tried on Derek's to get around on the wide side and just didn't move. Todd's only got one rock left. Maybe Brandon figures his chances are better. He's going to go through the port between the yellow center guard and the red corner guard. Get to the middle, force Todd into a tough shot. May yet still be able to salvage two out of this. Derek now changing up to play the tap, which actually could work out pretty good. Oh, makes the tap, but it's just not going to go far enough.
Leaves a wide open hit for Todd here.
He's Good job by Derek to ad-lib the call there and go for the tap when he knew it wasn't going to curl enough to get through the port, but fortunately the weight wasn't sufficient to make that. Might have been better to let that come up a bit and tap it straight back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But hindsight is always 2020. Another constant about curling. Educated guessing and 2020 hindsight. If I'd have done this, if I'd have done that. So anyway, Todd with an open hit. We'll be looking to roll somewhere. Roll either direction. As long as he's under the guard, he's got the force in play.
You might just nose this.
Could have swept it to roll into the
go.
corner. Actually, it will roll into the corner. Brandon initially signaled the draw for one. I think he could see enough of that yellow. He could play a blank if he wanted to. Of course, the risk there is if you ever flash it or tick your own guard, you're giving up a pretty foolish one. He'd probably just like to get on the board.
Brandon's hammer shot, looking to score one.
Derek doesn't like it.
It's hanging out there again.
He's got to get past the corner guard.
It's close.
It's past.
It's a good shot.
And makes it nicely, gets the 4-foot. Corbett picks up the third point, ties the game at 3-3. Heading into the sixth then, Burr will have hammer and will be looking to score a couple. We'll have that for you in just a minute. We're back for the sixth end. Todd Burr, Brandon Corbett from the U.S. Open of Curling and the Four Seasons Curling Club, Blaine, Minnesota. I'm Sean Murray, joined by Evan Jensen. Todd Burr playing yellow has the hammer, 3-3 tie. Looking for the win to keep himself part of the playoff picture. He's currently 1-2. Corbett stands at 0-3, looking for a win. A reliable Tom Connor puts up his corner guard. once again for anyone who might have just joined us in the last couple of ends. Lupus Spiel USA will be coming back to Four Seasons Curling Club May 3rd through 5th, 2019. The website is www.letscurelupus.org. This year they'll be featuring a skip auction for the players. You can visit that website. Again, that's www.letscurelupus.org. Visit the website for more details. You can also like Lupus Research Foundation on Facebook. Burstone comes up just a hair short. Might be just outside of a 4-foot. Look at it. Might have a tiny little nibble, but Corbett is shot underneath that. So he's going to ask for his second. Aaron Carlson to just put up another high guard. Is not
That's not a high guard.
Definitely not going.
That's
boy, oh boy, that's
through. Not at all what they were looking for.
No, it's a significant overthrow. What to do with this. That was the 5th stone of the end, so guards can be hit, and I think that's what he's playing.
Looking to try to hit and roll over to the corner. Either leave another corner guard or it's a bit far out to roll up into the rings.
Yeah, you're never going to roll into the rings with that. Probably just roll to the side and have a second corner.
The view from the camera is very deceiving. Well,
just maybe a bit overswept.
Yep.
Hits and rolls out of play. Brandon content to just put that back. Aaron looking for a little bit of redemption. Throwing his last guard attempt through the rings. Has better weight on this, but it needs to finish.
It doesn't do.
Will not.
Doesn't cover any of those.
Covers the center, but leaves the stones in the house fully exposed.
Todd looking to throw about a control weight hit. Pop that yellow one back into the red. It's a little roll.
Oh,
separation.
That's really nice. Rolls the shooter under, kicks the run back rock kind of out to the side a bit.
And no chance for a double there. Brandon just looking for the hit and roll. This one's going to over curl a bit. You're going to get the hit, but going to roll a bit too far.
Will just.
I think it is shot, though.
Yeah, really, really close. But
yeah.
Doesn't really. I don't think it matters much if it is. It's wide open.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Todd says it's shot. I think he'd do well to hit it, and I love rolling under the corner.
Might over curl a bit and roll under the left. Ugh.
That's still a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
You don't want to roll back into the center and have something behind the tee line for Corbett to freeze to. Talking about what to do with this, Brandon's calling for a hit roll under. Not an easy shot by any means.
It was close. He's going to get it.
Oh, what a great shot.
Perfect roll.
Really, really nice.
Right on the tee. And I don't.
It's nice that he only rolled just underneath that yellow and not anymore, because it makes this tap up a little harder.
Yep.
Greg's going to have to get all the way to the nose on that yellow to make good contact with it.
That red guard is about halfway between the hog and the house. So there's a lot of room to get around it. Sweepers are backing off a little bit.
Oh, man, this is way out there.
I might hope to just kiss it, but
I don't think it's going to get anything.
Oh.
Takes it a little further buried. I figure Brandon is probably going to be comfortable just throwing a guard on this situation.
yeah, that yellow's set up for Todd to tap it back, and Brandon doesn't want to risk that.
Throws the guard here. Todd's probably going to have to play the in-turn come around right down to the face of that red. Not an easy shot. Just a little chip off of that red. Oh. Chips a good ways, but settles in and gets the job done.
Spins back a bit. Yeah, like you said, Todd's left with the The in-turn draw.
Yeah. He's looking at maybe trying to tap that one a bit. Tap it out of the forefoot. Could potentially sit too if he makes it really good.
This one's going to be tight on that guard.
Looks pretty close to me. Trick now
Oh,
is to
yeah.
get it past the yellow in the rings.
Just overswept it a bit.
Oh, man.
Had the weight to push it back, too, if they would have got the nose.
Yeah, that's pretty hard luck. That would look like a really good shot, but just a bit of extra weight. Doesn't curl enough to push that right out of the forefoot. Corbett's still laying one. Can apply some serious pressure by burying the second one.
Yeah, Todd's not left with too many options if they get another one in there.
No. Might have to play some kind of a long run back of some kind.
Yeah, they could play the slash with the one on the far right,
Could.
if need be. We'll see.
Angle makes that tough, but might be more desirable to do that than to run in an enemy rock into one of your own.
Yep.
Because any kind of mishit there could be disastrous.
This one's going to catch a piece of the guard. Sit
That
right
is
there.
A long ways short and a long ways over curled. I don't know if that was just way too light or what happened.
Yeah, Todd's either got the in-turn draw to the button. He's looking at the
Oh, man. I don't
off
think
of that
that's there.
yellow.
Oh, my goodness. That is so flat
Yeah.
to try and get to it. But you don't have to move it very far.
No, no, and it's
It might be there.
they're only a couple feet apart, so
But you got to throw a lot of weight to make
Yeah.
this.
pretty much no risk on that one though. Not like with
Well,
the
you're certainly not going to make it any worse.
no or the slash. Although the slash wouldn't make any worse either. So because this is hammer shot.
Todd just went and changed it to just the draw. I think that's smart. I don't. That redirect off of that side one is there only if you have absolute Hulk smash weight. And Todd can throw it hard, but not quite that hard. Aaron can probably make that.
Yeah.
He can certainly throw it hard enough. The other problem is that where you need to hit it, you're going to be really, really close to those red guards. And that may be more of a factor in the shot choice, too.
Yep.
That you just can't quite see enough of that yellow plus some space to really be comfortable with it. So discretion being the better part of valor. Todd's looking just to draw for one. Needs to come up, I think. Goes up, and oh, that looks like a steal of one for Corbett. Just doesn't finish, and Corbett steals a big point and takes the lead 4-3 over Burr after 6 ends. Kind of a back and forth game here. So 2 ends left. Burr down 1 with the hammer, and we'll have that for you right after this. Back with the 7th end. Brandon Corbett steals 1 in the 6th end to lead Todd Burr 4-3. Corbett playing red, Burr playing yellow. Corbett's first rock of the end checks up just shy of the rings.
Well, Sean, how do the playoffs work for this spiel?
So 11 teams are playing. It was 12 until we had a late dropout. A team from Winnipeg couldn't get down due to inclement weather. So 6 teams make the playoffs. We have Pool A, which consists of 6 teams, and Pool B consists of 5 teams. The top 3 from Pool A are straight in. The top 2 from Pool B are straight in. Then the 4th place team from Pool A and the 3rd place team from Pool B will play off at 6 tonight for that 6th playoff spot. The 2 pool winners will get buys directly to the semifinals. The other 4 teams will play in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals are at 8 tomorrow morning. I believe the semis are at, 11.
11, yep.
And then finals will be at 2 o'clock.
So Todd needs to win this in order to have a chance for that spot.
Todd's playing for their playoff lives. The Korean team, Kim, has already won this pool. This is a Pool B match. They went 4-0, so they're straight through to the semifinals. The next current ranked team is the Sean Baton rink. They're at 2-1, and they are currently tied with Jason Smith at 2-all.
Sean's actually 3-1.
3-1?
3-1.
Oh.
And Jason and Todd are both at, unless this is wrong.
Well, I know Baton's playing their last game now, and it can't be 3-1 because they're playing Smith right now.
Oh.
So, I don't.
Yeah, then this must be wrong.
I don't think that's correct. I think the curling zone standings are not correct because they're playing. They're playing their 4th game right now.
Let's see here. Oh, it's probably because of their first game considers it a win because of the team dropping out.
Oh, they played the team. Oh,
That's
okay.
the
All right.
curling zone just assumes that it's a win.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, okay. So they are 2-1.
Yeah. So obviously those games are not considered wins at all since that team isn't here. So, but at the moment, Baton 2-1. If they beat Smith, they will be in as the number 2 seed out of Pool B. That would knock Smith down to 1 and 3. And actually, in that scenario, if Baton wins and Corbett wins, you're actually going to have a 3-way tie for the 3rd spot out of Pool B. All the teams will be 1 and 3. And there is some set of tiebreakers being used for that. It depends on, I'm assuming head-to-head among the 3 teams is the first tiebreaker. If that doesn't resolve, then there is some sort of statistical tiebreaker used. Something to do with hammer efficiency or whatnot. I don't really know the specifics on it. Interesting setup here. Burr is hitting shot top 4, and there's well protected, but Corbett elected to throw a guard on the guards already. Corbett would love nothing more than to force a single this end. When you make shots like that, Todd suddenly sitting 2.
I found the rules on if they have the same record. They'll be ranked by the following: head-to-head record, if applicable, the WCT event hammer efficiency plus the WCT event steel defense efficiency, and then by the WCT event points per game minus the WCT event points against per game.
And what that means is, straight flash on that one. Basically, that means those statistics at this event only.
Yep, correct. Yeah, the World Curling Tour event.
Right.
So this one.
I know that's being calculated, so it'll all be ready should it all become necessary. All we can tell you for sure is that we will have the match between the 4th place A team and the 5th place, 4th place A team and the 3rd place B team at 6 o'clock tonight. That winner of that game will be the last playoff entrant.
Nice draw there by Hunter.
Oh, boy.
Placed one in there. Looks to be 3rd shot. Yeah.
Burr at the moment is sitting 3, and right now Corbett might be kicking themselves a little bit for throwing that center guard. They already didn't have much access with those overlapped stones close to the house, but they've blocked even getting rid of those.
Well, they might have to get rid of their own center. I think if they hit as much as they can see of that yellow one there, they could get rid of both of those.
They could get rid of 2 of the yellows, yes.
2 yellows, but... Yeah, but they can't see much of that yellow one.
No, not at all. Talking over what to do. Their options few and far between, really. They certainly can't leave this situation as it sits. Calling for back 4 weight.
So they're looking just to draw around all of those?
I guess. I'm not really sure actually. I don't know what else could be accomplished throwing just back 4 weight over on this line.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems a bit risky, given that Burr's already sitting 3. Oh no.
This is
Not looking good.
Is it possible they were trying to tap that red guard?
Maybe. Yeah.
Where?
I don't know what that would get them.
Neither do I. I'm not really sure what the idea there was.
Todd wants to just get rid of that one and roll under the guards.
Yeah, because Corbett team just tapped that yellow guard under there, they actually covered the burr stones a little more than they were already.
This one's curling a bit much. Gonna get the hit though.
Ooh. Just to get that out of the way.
Still doesn't leave Brandon with much.
No, I don't really even know what initially motioned maybe to hit and roll off that right one, but I'm not sure what that would get you.
They're looking at maybe popping that red one back.
Similar shot to what Derek played on his first.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe looking at if there's some way to make contact with that red and get rid of 1 or 2 yellows. But man, oh man, that's dangerous. You ever hit just a little too much of it, you could take your own off.
Yep.
That would just be a death sentence. Throwing some weight.
Are they gonna catch enough of it? No.
I wish I knew for sure what precisely they were trying to do there. My guess is they were trying to. They had Aaron sweeping at the last second to make a curl, but they must have been trying to make contact with that group of 3 in the middle on that.
I think you're right.
Of course, they missed everything, so now. Todd and Greg and Tom are going to discuss what to do here. Sitting 3 with the hammer, well protected. Even Hunter's going to join the discussion, maybe. As much as I hate to say it, I think maybe you throw a guard on that red.
I think so.
Because it seems like that's really the only. And
I don't. Even if they were to hit that, I don't think it would do much for for Brandon. They would just.
No, I think the way it's lined up, you're probably only maybe getting rid of 1 burr stone. That red's probably going to go spinning out into the open anyways. Your shooter's probably gone. I don't know what it would get them. It's a bit of a strange situation to be the team with the hammer in this situation. And you're actually in an extremely favorable position.
Yeah, your best bet's probably just guarding it anyways, guarding that left side. It can't hurt you.
No, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't really know what they have unless they just draw another one in there. I mean, you could maybe make an argument for drawing on the left side to the side of the button, kind of lining up with the two that are in the top of the forefoot, so that if Brandon decides to play some kind of in-off on the right, the shot stone will have a catcher, and it'll stay buried, kind of adding a layer of protection for the shot stone. Of course, the danger there is if you try that and you slip a foot deep, you've just given Brandon an out.
That, or if it doesn't curl enough, you leave it in off.
Yep. Looks like we're up to 57 people watching now. Glad y'all could join us. Hope you're enjoying the webcast as much as we enjoy doing it. After a lengthy conversation, looks to me like the decision was made to actually tap the stone on the far right.
And just try to move things around a bit?
Yeah, they're actually going to tap the one on the far right. Try to tap it maybe back to the tee line. Change the angle on this so that it's much more difficult for Corbett to use. This is really running. If this catches a piece, Todd's going to have to watch where it goes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, man, that's dirty.
Oh, wow.
That's just not even right.
What a shot.
That most certainly, I guarantee you that was not the call.
No.
And actually, as good as that shot looks and is, that still gives Corbett a little bit of an out.
A little bit, yeah. They can come off that.
Come off the
right
side one. They have a couple of, they can bounce off of that back one and redirect up into the high ones. What I do not want to see happen, but what I think is eminently possible, is they could hit that yellow and actually go completely through the hole.
Yes, you're right.
It's hard to do, but I'm telling you, it's there. I really hope I don't see that.
That would be extremely unfortunate.
Well, and if that happens, the Corbett guys have every right to say I jinxed them. They really do. I'll take the heat for that one. Something else you could do is just come down and kind of freeze up to that one that was just settled back there.
Yep.
Only thing is, I think the best you're going to get doing that is maybe third shot.
Yeah, I don't think you could get a piece of the button with that.
No, not a chance. I don't even think
second.
I don't even think you can get second shot. Like I said, I think you can just corner to it and sit third.
It's going to be Brandon's first shot here.
Throwing some weight. It's going to hit pretty fat. It doesn't really do much. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, actually. Hit and roll sort of into the pile, into the side of those two lined up ones.
Yep.
Third and fourth shot. I have no idea what Brandon has.
Yeah, I'd be afraid of hitting, rolling and hitting that middle yellow one and punching that top button one over and leaving something for Brandon to come down to.
You know, looking back to our game yesterday, featuring Ruinen and Marnock, I'm wondering what it is about the Yellowstones in the 7th end on this sheet.
True.
Because that game was where, at one point, Ruinen was sitting 6 entirely in the 4-foot. The only difference is they didn't have the hammer then. Now here you've got Burr sitting 4 right now, likely to be sitting 5 after this shot, and they do have the hammer.
I just know the next time I play on sheet C, I'm deferring my coin flip.
Taking yellow.
Just taking yellow.
All day. I always generally prefer yellow rocks. I don't really know why. Some folks prefer red, some folks prefer yellow. I kind of like yellow rocks, always have. Todd doesn't like it.
It's hanging out a bit. Oh, here it comes.
I don't think he's rolling very far.
No. That's all right, though.
That's still pretty good.
Again, doesn't leave Brandon with really anything to do.
Man, yeah, I don't know what he does here. I don't even know how he counts this down.
Yeah, he can't really hit much either. You could try to slash that yellow into the pile and try to just damage control at this point.
Wow.
But, you know, what really...
Just the same, I mean, is there any way to... I mean, you can obviously make a double, but can you... What are you doing then? Make a double to give up a draw for 4? I mean, what good is that?
You know, I think his only other option would be to go with the draw on the left just to get a piece of the button, but...
Man, oh, man.
They're in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, they got problems here. There's no question about it. Hard to even see how damage control can happen here.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it looks like the only thing he's doing, he's going to try to hit as much of his red as he can. Boy, it's tough to see how he gets rid of much more than 1 here.
So he's looking at hitting the red into the...
Hitting the red into the yellow on the right, hoping to skitter, somehow skitter maybe 2 out of there. I'm thinking he's hoping to leave that one there, try and clear 2, and maybe at worst hold Todd to a draw for 3. That's.
I feel if you hit that wrong, though, you might end up... That red might...
Well, if you hit it anyway, it's going to be hard to not make it scatter off to the left and leave Todd an open hit for like 4 or 5 or something.
They're going hard.
See what happens here.
Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. You leave a draw for 5.
Yeah, that just I didn't. I don't really know what else they had though.
No.
I'm just not seeing it.
How close is that yellow one? Not that they need to get greedy, but I always like
a split.
A split for more.
Yeah, because an open draw for 5 isn't good enough. Let's play the difficult split for 6 because we need that.
We're just curious.
I know what you mean. I think it's close enough to where if that red wasn't in the way, you might see Todd try it.
Yeah.
But open draw for 5 is a pretty good shot. Just needs to find paint, has all kinds of backing. He's into the backing without a concern. Backs up against that one. It will sit, and that's going to be a score of 5 for Burr. And they're going to pick up the win. That'll be an 8-4 win for Burr over Corbett. Corbett finishes 0-4. Burr will even their record at 2-2. And we're going to see how that plays into the ranking situation in Pool B. And we will have additional coverage for you when we come right back. So we now move to Sheet B. This is Rich Ruonen versus Scott Dunham. Pool A game, both teams at 3-1. Ruonen up 1 without Hammer, playing the Yellowstones. Dunham playing red. Dunham down 1 with Hammer. Sitting second shot. Into third rocks. This is Colin Huffman's first shot of the 8th end coming down. Looking for a high guard.
Looks like a pretty good spot there.
Maybe just a hair deeper than he wanted, but not bad. Ruonen working on setting up the steal. In a decent position to do so. Dunham team needs to at least score 1 to force the extra. 2 would get them the win. This right, you could get every stone moving. Those guards are staggered just a little bit. You could hit them on the right side as we're looking at it. Drive the yellow back into the top 8-foot yellow, make contact with the 2 and the 4-foot. At least open it up. I think that's what Scott has to do here. He can't afford to let Ruonen steal a point. You need to at least leave yourself a shot to score. This will be Cody Klauser's first shot of the 8th end. Looking to move some granite. Pretty unfortunate result on that. Misses everything behind it and just rolls to another center.
And Richie's going to look at just putting up with that guard again.
Absolutely. Richie talked about putting a guard sort of on the other side back where it was, but Colin likes to actually throw a really high guard on the red. I like that too, because throw a guard back where the other one was, you're going to have still going to have some sort of a double run to disturb the situation in the house. Guard this red successfully, and it's going to make any combination real difficult.
Yep. You could even come up to the red and just, if you kind of corner freeze it on either side, really.
Yeah, as long as it's not lined up onto the yellow that's behind it.
Yep.
Colin looking to put this just over the hog line, ideally.
It's looking pretty good if they can sweep it up to it.
Looking to overlap it just a little bit.
I think it's enough. Well,
pretty good, but now they've still left sort of an angle, but it's,
yeah.
I mean, it's a
still makes them think about it a little more.
Oh yeah. I don't know, did they cover enough of the red to leave? Did it curl enough to block enough of the red so that you can't get to the yellow behind it? That's the question.
I'm guessing not, given that Scott's still looking at this.
Oh, he's only calling control. It looks like he just wants to maybe move stuff around just enough to lead. It is still possible to hit everything perfectly. Red, yellow, yellow, red, yellow. Maybe leave himself sitting shot if he hits it absolutely perfectly.
It's going to be close.
Oh!
Just catches that top one.
Guard works. Two is looking pretty unlikely for the Dunham rink at this point. It's going to have to be a hero shot just to score at this point. Like a triple run back or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Rich Ruinen's first stone.
Again, looking for the guard.
Does not have a hammer. The higher, the better.
And they will cover the red one this time.
Yeah, maybe just a shade deeper than they would have liked, but still a pretty good shot.
Cody's already looking at the run.
Well, Andy Dunham in there talking about trying to make some kind of a tap. I don't know that you could see enough of anything in there to really do that.
These guys do a lot of team conferences on
that's played them last year, and that's how they approach most situations. It's kind of I mean, skip by committee isn't the right term, but
yeah,
it tends to be a lot of full team discussion for a lot of stuff. It's a little more democratic than maybe most competitive teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more democratic than I personally would like to see them be, but they have their playing style.
Yeah.
They got to nationals last year. They know more than I do, so it's all good.
To each their own.
To each their own, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and as long as they don't, in a timed game, they don't waste a ton of time.
Right.
And it works for them, hey,
Exactly.
go for it.
So Phil and Colin are right in the way of the broom and the target stone, but trust me, there is a broom being aimed at back there. You'll maybe see the result of it to the right there. See, there's Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Sweepers are on it.
Something's going to happen. Oh. Still a pretty good try.
Got a few out of there.
Yeah.
Opens it up a bit. Leaves the center wide open.
Yeah, Rich is just going to block it again. That shot stone for Ruin and looks like it's actually touching the pin, so that stone has to be moved for Dunham to score. There's going to be no chance at 2, barring a tremendous mistake on this one.
Maybe a little deeper than they were hoping, but
Yeah, definitely deeper than he wanted.
not a bad spot. They might still have.
Oh, the note.
That did curl over the center line.
They can
almost,
they can
so-
still see all of it.
Yeah.
That running that back, yellow, red, yellow. That's really their only shot. Thing is, as long as you make contact with the red, you're making the shot. I don't really see what else they have.
And this is Scott's last shot, right?
Scott's hammer shot, yeah. Has to make this, has to score to force an extra. Phil and Colin are helpfully standing a bit off to the side this time so we can actually see.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So essentially straight back, maybe a shade on the broom side, kind of the left as we're looking at it. Drive the yellow straight back into the yellow top 8, into the red top 4, into the button yellow stone. Stick it. Score 1, play an extra. Not the easiest hammer stone ever.
Sweepers are on it. It's going to be close.
Got a chance. And
He's got it.
great shot.
What a beaut.
Makes it when it counts, picks up the single. And we're going to have bonus curling coverage. And we don't even need to move the camera because they're going to play it back this way.
Thanks, guys.
How nice is that? So it's a 4-4 tie, extra end. Ruinen playing yellow will have the hammer, and we'll have that for you right when we come back. Back with the extra end. Rich Ruin and Scott Dunham. Both teams 3-1, looking to finish 4-1. Mike McCarville has already won their game and have moved up to a rank of 4-1, so they are in the playoffs. Based on the rankings, Ruin at 3-1, Dunham 4-1, McCarville 4-1. These two teams are both already in the playoffs. It's just a matter of who wins the pool and who finishes second, because the pool winner will get a bye to the semifinals. First tiebreaker is head-to-head, and if Ruinen ends up winning this game, that's going to put McCarville straight into the semifinals because McCarville has the head-to-head. But if Dunham wins this game, they will be straight through into the semifinals because they are the only team to beat Mike McCarville.
Richie going for the tick here. Oh, got a little piece, but
it's a piece.
And are they going to stick around? They will. Stick around in the back of the house there. Got a heated battle going out on sheet F.
The only other game left is between Sean Baton and Jason Smith, and that is a tight game at 3-3. Playing the last end, Baton with the hammer. There's nothing but a series of corner guards in play, nothing in the rings over there. So, situation at the moment favoring Baton. Baton looking to guarantee themselves second place in Pool B. That would put them in the playoffs. Smith needing to win at 1 and 2. A loss would eliminate them from playoff contention. Throws the second guard, but that's much deeper than they wanted. It was pretty close to that tight guard. Tilker with his second shot is going to attempt the tick again. See if he can make a little better contact with this one than the last one.
Sweepers are staying close. They're on it.
It's going to hit quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
Push it into the rings for what I think is second shot. I think that yellow at the back is still count.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think that yellow is almost full 12 foot.
But the bigger problem is that Ruin and Stone stayed right out in front there, and that's something that Dunham can come around.
Dunham looking to get one around here. Sweepers are. Oh. Just didn't get it by. Did roll it into the rings for shot, but.
It's only a bite in the 8 foot. That Stone's not really a threat. Richie knows the guards are the only problem for him, so he's going to deal with them now.
Well, not a terrible outcome for Rich there.
Yeah. I think that looks like that yellow is shot stone. It's pretty close.
I think you're right. I don't even know if that red one is touching the 8-foot. From our side view here in the booth, it looks like it's not, but
So looking to throw up another center, but this is much too close to that other one. Didn't want it there.
Richie looking at peeling the red into the red in the house.
I think he's only taking the center one. The other one's
Yeah.
not quite on the center line.
Took out their own in the back, but
No,
not, doesn't really matter.
Nope.
What is he looking at here?
First of third rocks. I don't know if he's maybe throwing another guard, perhaps. Probably a bit early to come into the house yet.
Yeah. Not giving a whole lot of ice, though. Yeah, they're calling guard weight. The sheet's not curling as much as sheet C was.
Not in that direction anyways.
Yeah. It's going to be a high guard.
Yeah, it's over. That's about where they wanted it.
Right on the center.
That's a pretty good shot. A lot of separation between that and the other one. We'll see if Colin's going to get a go for it. Colin lives for shots like these.
Yeah, he does.
He loves these kinds of shots. I can pretty much guarantee you this one's not going to be very light.
No.
This will be moving.
Colin definitely knows how to throw it heavy.
Oh, yeah.
And here it comes.
Oh. Interesting result. Kind of shaves the red in. Somehow it was possible after hitting two stones with that kind of weight to just touch one a couple of feet.
Yeah.
And that red Dunham stone is now shot, actually. But it's only side of the 8-foot, so.
And that red guard is pretty much covering that yellow one.
It's covering the yellow ruin and stone. Neither one a tremendously big concern, but
Scott's going to look for another center guard here.
I think he's well advised to throw at least one more center.
It's his third last.
This is Cody's last shot.
Okay.
Imagine you'll see Colin peel this probably towards the stone in the house, the red stone in the house.
Yep.
Three is awfully tight.
Definitely a little deeper than they wanted.
They
This
did
is-
not want it that deep
No.
by any sense of the imagination.
Leaves a pretty easy double for
Yep.
Colin here.
Yep.
This is going to be Colin's last shot.
Just get rid of both of these. The shooter will roll a long ways, and Scott's only option is going to be to draw around that yellow. No mistake.
Nails it.
So I think Scott's only option is to come under that yellow. I would probably do it now. Yep.
They're going to come around from the outside or the inside?
You probably have to come from the center. It's too far over to come from the outside, and I doubt very much that they know the speed or the line over there. One of the nice, comfortable things for Richie is that he does have a stone in the rings that if he has to make some kind of a pick or something on his last, that one could potentially be the winning point.
Sean Baton just made a nice run back to sit one on his first shot.
Down to the last couple rocks over there.
Yes.
Smitty's going to be drawing underneath a top 12 stone, so kind of over on the side of the 8. Force Sean into a draw with his hammer, most likely.
Weight looks pretty close here.
That's pretty good. Tough to do much better than that. Really good
Yeah.
shot.
It is fully buried.
Fully buried, just back of the 8 foot.
Richie looking to draw top 4 foot here.
Yeah, try to follow the same line, but you don't want to come all the way down to it. You'd like to just be shot stone, but higher. We're down to the last rock over in the Smith-Baton game. Jason Smith made a really nice draw with his last one, sitting side of the 8 foot underneath a top 12 foot Baton rock. So Baton going to throw his hammerstone needs to be touching the 4. If that shot should end up being missed, you're going to see a 3-way tie for second between Baton, Burr, and Smith in Pool B. Not sure how that would shake out.
Not sure. Baton's throwing his last rock now.
Baton win will put them in second place.
It's close.
Looks Looks like Sean's got a really good shot.
Yep.
Draws right to the side of the 4 foot, so Baton's going to pick up the win. Richie's draw just barely gets in for shot. So Pool B is settled. Kim and Baton are through to the playoffs. Kim will be in the semifinals, Baton to the quarters. We'll see Team Burr playing the sixth-place play-in game tonight. Their opponent is yet to be determined. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Looks like they'll be taking on Dominic Markey. That'll be our feature game tonight at 6. So all that's left to settle is who's going to get through the straight through the semis on Pool A. Again, a Dunham victory here. They'd have to steal, would put them through because they have the only victory over Mike McCarville. They would both be 4-1. Ruinen would be down at 3-2, and they would be in the quarters. A Ruinen win would put McCarville into the semis because Ruinen's only loss is to McCarville.
This is Scott's last shot here.
Looks like he's just planning to remove this.
Yeah, I think he just wants to hit it on the inside and poke it out.
On the
maybe
inside?
roll. Or, oh, well, yeah, the center side of the rock.
Oh, okay. All right. I think he's just
Yes, center
picturing
side
it
of the
through.
rock.
Right.
Yeah, the right side as we're looking at it.
Okay.
And just try to roll off into the left side, or the right side, I mean. Ooh, it is curling a lot.
Oh, man, where is this going?
They're actually going to catch.
They're going to hit the guard? Oh, man.
Oh.
That's a brutal way to drop it. But so that's Ruinen won't have to throw his last. He's going to pick up the win over Dunham.
So Richie moves on to the semifinals.
Richie moves on to the quarters.
Oh, the quarters.
That's actually going to put Mike McCarville with the bye into the
Yep.
semifinals. That's going to have McCarville finishing first in Pool A, Ruinen finishing second, Dunham finishing third. And so the picture is pretty much set except for the game tonight. We're going to have that at 6 o'clock between Dominic Markey and Todd Burr. The 6th place play-in game. And until then, this is Sean Murray, Evan Jensen signing off from the Four Seasons Curling Club.
Yep, thank you for watching.
We'll see you at 6.